and help us mourn, and then help us figure out how we don't have to go through this again, and how we can come out of the other end of this whole. And I think, obviously, that's going to be part of the presidential debate. But right now, I think people are having a hard time. I know I am. Well, trying to get your arms around the notion of 100,000 Americans dead.
And the numbers, Sanjay, are going to continue to increase. And as Dr. Fauci pointed out on CNN earlier today, even as we reopen significant parts of the country, all 50 states are now going through at least some initial stages of reopening. He says we're not going to know for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks what the impact of that is going to be in terms of new cases.
If people get exposed now, it may be some time before they develop any symptoms, if they're going to develop symptoms, and sometime after that, typically when they can get tested, if they can get tested. So that's really where that lag period comes in. And when you're looking at the number of infections at any given time, you have to sort of think about that as being a snapshot from 2 to 3 weeks ago by the same rationale. So I think, it's really becomes a question. Look at the curve. Are we behind it or are we in front of it? Do we feel like we can control things if patients start to become infected? Do we have to, we've been beating the drum on testing, everyone has for a long time. There's a reason. If you start to reopen and you can rapidly test people, figure out who has the infection, isolate them, trace contacts appropriately, that's how you prevent what will undoubtedly be a few infections. I think it will occur no matter what if you start to reopen. That's how you prevent it from going into exponential growth.
That's what they did in
As
South Korea.
it starts to spread, thousands of people could be affected.
They did in South Korea and in Japan, a lot of testing, a lot of contact tracing. All right, everybody stand by. We're going to sneak in a 1-minute commercial break. Our breaking news coverage continues right after this.
I'm Will Ripley, Tokyo, Japan, and this is CNN.
Hoping to repeat last season's success as Copa Libertadores and Brazilian Serie A champions. But due to the ongoing pandemic, the club is on another mission to help their surrounding community in Rio de Janeiro. Players and staff all made donations to help fund anything from cooking supplies, food, to hand sanitizers, and then help distribute to those most in need. Purchases also coming from smaller local markets in an effort to help their businesses. Elsewhere in Brazil, some stadiums in major cities like Sao Paulo and Rio are being transformed into pop-up field hospitals, including the site of the 2014 World Cup final, Maracanã Stadium. Pop-up sites can...
This is CNN Breaking News.
We want to welcome our viewers here in the United States and around the world. I'm Will Blitzer in the Situation Room with breaking news on the huge and horrific toll from the coronavirus. The number of deaths here in the United States has just crossed 100,000. That is 100,000 men, women, children, mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, grandparents. 100,000 plus gone. As we remember all those who have been lost, there are so many tough questions Americans should still be asking about what could have been done and what still needs to be done right now to save lives. And behind tonight's heartbreaking number, there are more than 100,000 people with names and stories. We simply can't share them all with you right now, but here are just a few. Valentina Blackhorse was a member of the Navajo Nation. She won several pageants, including Miss Western Navajo. As the pandemic swept through her reservation, she warned others to stay home, wash their hands, and wear masks. She died one day after testing positive for coronavirus. She was 28. Wilson Roosevelt German worked at the White House under 11 U.S. presidents. He started as a cleaner during the Eisenhower administration. He was promoted to butler under President Kennedy, a move his granddaughter says was orchestrated by then First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy. In all, he served more than 50 years, ending with President Obama. 42-year-old Sunday Rudder was in remission from breast cancer when she became ill with the coronavirus. Her 6 children sent their last words to her through a walkie-talkie placed at her bedside.